Hi guys! Thanks for tuning in to our streaming safari here at the Lion Habitat Ranch. I'm Alex, and today we're going to be doing an experiment with water stratification and density. We've had done some density things before. I apologize for my mic kind of making all kinds of noise. Of course it's windy when we're doing this. So I do first want to say thank you for tuning into the streaming safari, and thank you for anybody who's come out to visit us here. If you still want to come out to visit us, you're more than welcome to. We are open Thursday through Monday, 10 to 2. And if you can't come and see us, but you could still make a donation, we really appreciate it. Or if you could add us on Amazon Smile. We are a nonprofit, so we do appreciate anything that you can do for us. Thank you. Oh, and we are wearing masks outdoors. It is a requirement for us to stay open, so if you do come to visit us, we will ask you to wear a mask, and we have to as well. It is something that we all just have to deal with during COVID, and we appreciate your cooperation with that. Thank you.
And Diana says hello from Tampa.
Hello, Diana. So today we're going to be talking about 4 different things with water density. So water is made up of 2 hydrogens and an oxygen. Salt is made up of a sodium and a chlorine. And when these two meet each other, they get all bogged up. So all of these different things are all coming together, and that makes the water denser. Another thing that changes the density of water is the warmth of it. Warm water are going to have these molecules moving around really fast. Cold water, those are going to get kind of stopped up like a traffic jam, and they're going to move more slowly. In ice, everything is in a crystal structure. So this crystal structure allows a lot of extra space for air, which makes it less dense. Now, I've given you a lot of the answers already to what we're going to do. So anybody who's watching me, if you want to guess along with what's going to happen while I do this experiment, that'll be a fun thing for you. So the first thing we're going to do is an experiment with ice. In this bucket right here, I just have regular room temperature tap water. And I'm going to stick a piece of ice in it. And what's the ice going to do? The ice is going to float. So this is a big piece of ice, so hopefully it'll work out really well. So the ice is floating on top. All right, and then what we're going to do is we're going to put some dye onto the ice directly. So what that's going to do is as the dye rolls down the ice, it's going to be cold. And cold, as I said, is going to be like that traffic jam. So this water that's warmer than the ice, we're going to see kind of what happens. So we're going to drip the dye onto the ice, and as it gets cold, hopefully what you'll see,
It's starting to go.
it's going to start sinking. So because this dye and the water coming off of the ice is so cold, it's going to actually sink to the bottom. And it's going to create a layer of cold water on the bottom, a layer of warm water in the center, and the ice, which has all those spaces inside of it, that will float on the top. So we can see all the blue going to the bottom, and then we have this nice clear water space right here. We're going to let that go a little bit, and we're going to see those little layers kind of start to form. The other thing I have for you, keep this chunk of ice right here, is in here I've got some salt water. So to make something salt water, you just add salt to it. So just get regular table salt, you just add it to the fresh water that you just get from your faucet, and you're going to want to mix it up. The other thing that I did to this water to make it even more dense is I stuck it in the freezer for a while. So this is really, really cold. I'm going to pour the cold water into this container. And then, so this again is salt, cold water. And this has fresh water, and it's a little bit warm. So I'm going to add some dye to this, and then we're going to add them together and see what happens. So if I pour it slowly enough, we should see some stratification happen here too. The rest of this so I can get higher up. You have to be very careful with this or it will start to mix. So hopefully, so you can kind of see it rising. You get a little slower. So if you do this really slowly and you use like a straw, like I'm using longer, it'll work a little better. But you can see the different colors that are now happening throughout here. So you have a really, really dark pink at the top where the warmest water is, and as it goes down to the coldest water that didn't have the dye in it, it'll be lighter. And then as the water starts to mix together, it'll all start to go together. These are really, really important things for animals that live in the ocean or in lake environments. Stratification makes different environments for different kinds of animals. So things like global warming that affect the salinity or the saltiness of water and the temperature of the water will affect how easily those animals can live in their specific environments, because those kinds of things change. And so that might be detrimental to those certain animals. I hope you enjoyed this experiment. The cool thing about these experiments is you can do them in a number of different ways. Try different amounts of salt, different temperatures. So you can try really, really cold, a little bit cold, really hot water with really cold water, and mix all those things together so you can get a lot of different experiments out of this. Thanks.
See you guys next week.
Next week.